we have 7 new games along with a breakdown of where we are with the AAA games on the platform. Stay tuned! So there isn't too much GeForce Now news for this week, so I wanted to get an overview of the state of the games on the platform. What AAA publishers we currently have, what publishers are being added, and what publishers are missing from the platform. Let's start with some of the bigger publishers that we already have. Of course, there's Valve. Tons of Valve games, and plenty of Ubisoft games. And I'll put an asterisk on these next publishers: Capcom, Sega, Square Enix, and EA, because we generally only have a few games from these publishers. We just got Capcom with Monster Hunter Rise, and we have several games with EA and Square Enix, but we're missing key sports games from EA, and of course, Final Fantasy games from Square Enix, which would be really nice. And if I'm correct, Sega only has the Total War series, so we could use a ton of games from them. Now, the publishers that are to be added to the platform soon will of course be the Microsoft Studio games, that will include all first-party PC games and subsidiaries like 343 and Bethesda, among others. On top of this, don't forget about all the Activision Blizzard games once the Microsoft deal goes through. This whole catalog of games will put a new life into GeForce Now that might send cloud gaming into mainstream. Now the question is when are we going to see our first game? Now that is the real question, and I talked about my theory on that during my last week's news update. Feel free to check that out. And of course, Namco Bandai. It's been reported that GeForce Now will be adding the Little Nightmares series. Unfortunately, no word on the Game of the Year, Elden Ring, which would be spectacular on the Ultimate tier. Now, what is needed? Well, I think we can say that these 3 are some of the biggest publishers that GeForce Now could use. Metal Gear 5 from Konami would look really good on the platform, but I think GTA, Red Dead, Hogwarts, and Batman would look even better. Now, don't expect any PC PlayStation game to come to the platform. God of War was launched and then removed, and now only available for grandfathered-in users if you played the game while it was still on the platform. So don't expect the Spider-Man series or the latest, The Last of Us Part 1 to come to the platform, even though The Last of Us could use that 4080 magic right about now. Now that's a little overview of kind of where we are with some of the biggest AAA publishers. Let us know what publisher you are dying to see on the platform. Now for the 7 games coming to the cloud this week. First we have Road 96 Mile Zero, a new release on Steam. Meet Your Maker, a new release on Steam. Terrascape, a new release on Steam. Curse of the Sea Rats, a new release on Steam. Raven's Watch, a new release on Steam. Supplice, a new release on Steam. Teardown, available on Steam. If you like this week's news overview of GeForce Now, feel free to give us a like. Also, make sure to subscribe at the only place where you can do battle in gaming heaven, Cloud Gaming Battle.